Welcome, timestamp on the screen now if you want to skip the intro.
People of Walton, this is your mayor, John Ward. Now, I want to take a moment to thank y'all for your patience and resolve in these most challenging times. It's that Southern spirit, it's that Texas grit that gives me full confidence that we'll not only get through this crisis, but come out stronger on the other side. I only wish I could be here to see it. However, folks, I regret to announce that today I'll be moving my office to a secure spot outside the city limits. Now, no need to go assuming the worst. All right. This move is strictly to facilitate better coordination with our boys in uniform, who are at this very moment putting together a surefire plan to retake our city and eradicate the... Let's get wait. They're where? Just give me... So just, hold tight, secure your homes, and I assure you...
Hello?
The tide will turn. God bless you. God bless you.
I'm not sure if anyone out there is still listening to this trash, but if you are, know this. Nobody is coming to help you. There's no plan. Look, what they did, it's wrong. It's all wrong. We are trapped, and staying here isn't an option. You have to get out. Escape the city any way you can. Get out now.
I'm going to try to get this video out as fast as possible because my live stream disappeared. We're going to jump right into it and I'll start talking about what happened. If you pick I'm new to the game, you start in the demo area of 319 Schrader Street. You pick this, you get a random location, random items with it. Like you get an electric guitar if you're in Best Electronics. Let's see where we start this time. In the live stream, we started in Best Electronics, so I'm kind of hoping we start there. Okay, this is actually technically better. I think the barricades are in bad shape and there's barely enough here to survive. We need to move to a new shelter as soon as possible and then find a way to escape this hellhole. One of the commenters during the live stream, which I cannot find, I cannot access, that's YouTube killing me here, is there's no way for me to, how do I phrase this? I can't find the video. I can't find that. I'm sorry. I'm kind of distraught. But here, let me start over. Val had told me that you can send multiple people out at once to locations. So I'm sending both survivors out right now. You can send up to 3. That's a game changer right there. Even though I was not limited on the demo time, during the live stream, I was only sending one person at a time, one visit per zone. I never went to a zone like twice. There was no need to. I just grabbed the best loot. And I'm really devastated and confused, bewildered, why my live stream doesn't exist anymore. So I'm going to do my best to share with you the stuff I was talking about while live stream was going on, not because I'm trying to make you jealous or brag about anything. It's because there was so much content in there because I was reading everybody's chat. I was doing a good job on that. I was speaking all the time. I didn't just like play for 4 hours mute. No, it was 20 hours of interacting with everybody and really having fun. That's why I didn't even notice 20 hours had passed. That's why I didn't feel hungry. I didn't stop once for like dinner or lunch or any of that stuff because it was like, oh yeah, we just keep going. I really didn't know how much time had passed. If you know how to fix the YouTube issue where I cannot find my live stream, please let me know. Really do. Please. I am speaking kind of fast right now because I'm trying to get this video out. Because whoops, darn it, he's going to find me. Yeah. Alright, well, just give me a chance to sit and talk for a moment. Okay. One of the big things about that live stream was I was trying to show what I could do in the game. Without training wheels, in front of a live studio audience, as it were. And I figured the only chance my tiny channel would get any views would be if I got that video done, that live stream done, before the game came out, which I think is coming out in 2 hours. Because after the 20-hour live stream, I took a 4-hour nap, got up, and I was I was waiting to see everybody's comments like, oh wow, that's amazing, or justice for Joe. But nothing. All right, gotta figure out what to take, because this guy's gonna swing right back around. You know, we just found a bottle, so take the... Oh, come on! Yeah, sometimes the bottle arc is really... It takes a little while to get used to. I thought that was gonna be cool right there. Okay. This place has a quest item, and you can collect the quest items way before you ever know about the quests themselves. Just keep them on your inventory, don't toss them. You do have a 112 inventory limit, which will include things like weapons and such. A pack of, say, 300 healing kits counts as one item, to my understanding. Maybe it's not 112, but when I hit max items, I counted how many icons were in the screen, and I counted 112 things. Alright. We honestly don't need that. I mean, it's really good, I enjoy playing with it, but out of the things we have here, I think that's the least valuable. Oh, you know what? Fabric. Fine, we'll take it. We'll take it. Go away. So yes, I was speaking fast at the very beginning because I really needed to get all my thoughts out. I've been pacing the house in like a distressed state, thinking that I just finally made my mark, and I don't know. I mean, there was so much I talked about that was also personal on the live stream because I was trying to open up to people. You know, they were giving me their time, so I gave them mine. So if you were there for the live stream, I absolutely want to hear that you came back for this video. I'm going to try to get this out the same day. I don't normally post in the afternoon because I try to post at a regular time because I thought that might help get viewers. Like, oh, they try and post that this time every day, you know. So I'm going to post this as soon as it gets edited and published. Let's see, we like tape, but not that much. We'll drink a beer. That's about all we'll do. We're going to go to the next bin. I can't jump up from here. I'm going to have to climb down the ladder and go around. I think you should be able to jump up from there, but okay. I will show you a really cool gimmick or trick, a glitch, where I can jump through walls at the end of this map. You can buzz off. Here, watch this. I can actually technically... Oh, what do I want to drop for that? I'm going to drop the expensive watch. I can actually technically kill her. But we're not going to right now, because the cleaver only has, like... we'll say maybe 2 good uses left. So, yeah, I literally just clipped through the wall right there. This zombie won't hear you as you land on the hard metal container vehicle, or whatever it's called. Container shipment? I don't know. What do I want to take? What do I want to take? What do I take? I guess... Oh, we like water, though. I don't think I take anything. Alright. But she will hear you as you jump away. The reason for this is the game thinks that you're running. So I'm technically running from here. Penny is a little sneaky, as in, like, that's literally her trait. So she creates less of the noise profile. We get, this is the famous fire station. Then we get 2 new areas, the water treatment plant and the Victory meat processing. I will be trying to haul butt through some of these because I do want to get as much content out as possible. Please support what I do. Just hit that like button. It does mean so much to a channel as tiny as this one. And it is because of your support that I got to play this early, I imagine. I imagine that nobody would have given me the time of day if they see that me playing the demo had 20 views, which is typically what I get. And I'm grateful for each one of those 20 views, because I have videos that I posted like 7 years ago that I still see have 0 views. Oh, okay, the pancake. This is Hackett Construction, and I'm gonna go back outside. We see Texway Gas Hart Station, and that's my favorite character there. I'm feeling kind of dizzy. I think it's because I'm so freaked out about my missing live stream. But if you look at this zombie right here, he's completely flat, right behind a bulldozer with a mysterious stain on it. I like it. I think they would just burst like a giant blood balloon, though. I don't think they would actually go flat like that. But it is very reminiscent of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I was gonna say Roger Rabbit. Okay, one of the things you want to do, or at least it used to. I don't know if they patched it because it was a bug, but I thought it was a feature, like literally. When you would go back to the main menu or restart the application, zombies and items would replenish, but any doors that were broken or left open or closed would stay that way. So if you like unblock this door and then you came back tomorrow, it would have new zombies and new loot. But the doors that were bashed stay bashed. Doors that you left open stayed open. So you may see me close doors and the possibility that that is a mechanic of the game. I thought it was weird at first, but since the zombie density actually got thicker as time went on, and they spawned in new locations I never expected, including one location that absolutely surprised me. I thought, oh, well, this must be on purpose. Oh, please, you took... Fine. Okay, I did hit the dodge button, but you cannot dodge in the middle of an attack. You can kind of dodge right after the animation. So here, I'm going to throw some punches. Ready? That's a punch, full animation. But if you start mashing Q and in the middle of your animation, the soonest you can do is this. Right there. See, she has to finish launching that punch. She doesn't have to reel her hand back. So if you're swinging something slow, that still could affect your dodging. Is this the exit? No, it's not. So yes, there's a dodge mechanic. It's not. It wasn't. I don't believe it was in the demo from the things people were saying. It's in the bottom left of the screen. That's not a stamina where you get tired just for running. Your characters can run, they can climb, they can fight. It doesn't deplete that stamina. But you have 2 dodge buttons until it has to recharge. So yes, if the zombie in one single fight attacks you 3 times, this one's a zombie, by the way, right there. And so are a bunch of these in this room. If a zombie attacks you 3 times in a fight, which will happen, especially with lighter damage weapons, like your fists, you will eventually eat a punch. So for that reason, you want to just start spamming punches to try to stun lock him to a degree, so you buy yourself more time for the stamina to regenerate. Your stamina regenerates up after a moment of not using it, so if you do dodge, your stamina will start regenerating still after a second. If you do dodge once, it still regenerates after a second, so you might as well just get them out of the way instead of trying to space them out. Okay, they may have... Oh, no, there's the zombie. Alright, let me... if I throw the bottle, it'll irritate that particular zombie, but I don't want it both zombies. There, I got it. I think I got it. I hear his footsteps. So what I'm gonna do is... Oh, I think I do this. No, not that. Shoot, what do I do? I need to kill this guy. I can't I can't disturb everybody. It's a private fight in the stairwell. Now, because I'm actually lower, I get more time to dodge. I've never actually fought him on a stairwell like this. I had no more dodge at that time. If you rewind, you'll see that. I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm actually really good at dodging this. Alright, I didn't use the frying pan because the frying pan is mega loud. So that buys me just a little more time. Oh, come on. That was the whole point I fought that dude. Was there loot in that room? I think there was loot in that room. I gotta go back for it. Oh, I do have full inventory, so maybe not. I mean, we have a full inventory. We're pretty good. I don't see anything I really want to take for... What the I like the pistol bullets, but... Oh, we drink the coffee. There we go. Sorry, I'm kind of frantic right now. I really am. But I'm doing the best I can to make the most rational decisions possible. And that decision there was I was going to lure that zombie in. That's why I stepped around. And loot the stuff behind him. What, you don't cross this? Is that what's going on? I was going to try to sneak attack you, but I'm not sure it lets me. Too slow. Bring it. Oh, come on, grapple. Yeah, oh, what? I already got that loot. Oh, geez. All right, fine, whatever. We're good. See you later, losers! How's that for entertaining right there? I know that sometimes when I play with no hits, I think it bores some people. So I'm going to keep you on the edge of your seat. I did have faith that I would make it through that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered frying pan them all. We'll see. We'll see if that, what do you call it? I never played Darkest Dungeon, so I'm not going to get this quote right, but what is it? Like, courage as a brave and insidious killer or something? Alright, so we sent 2 people out at once. We have tons of resources. We can actually, Daphne would just chill at the base. She's kind of hurt, if you didn't notice. And she'll construct some workbenches with all those resources we get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recruit every survivor. And I'm going to utilize. We did manage to feed all of the survivors. Oh, my piggies are weakening again, but we're going to keep going. I did manage to feed all the survivors, even without knowing I could send multiple scavenge trips around. Surprisingly, the Walton City water treatment plant does not have water bottles, and the game nerfed water so much. Oh, really, game? That's how you like your players? You want to do that? Okay. So what I mean is, take like 2 of those and a. Do we need a lockpick? I don't know. Yeah, so we need a lockpick to get Frank, but I don't want Frank. I want Joe. Ah, we want Joe. Joe for life. That's good. This is probably good for 1, 2, 3 zombies. I think there's something like 7 zombies. So that's going to be like another 3. And I might be lucky and find a weapon there, but no guarantees. Loot is now randomized. Overall, loot is above average what it used to be. However, things that were awesome loot before is now just above average. So you lose your awesome loot, but now you get cool loot throughout the whole game. It's a give and take. Yeah, that dude didn't hear me, I don't believe. There's just one zombie that regularly climbs the vehicle. Then he decides if he can go left or not. But yes, I talked about zombie density. So you can see in my previous video that there was something like 9 or so zombies in Value Records, when normally if you go there, there's 3. That's not an accident. I figured, okay, that has to be intentional. And they went from areas don't replenish, which is a natural, normal thing in a video game, that you don't code. You don't specifically go out there and code, yes, let's go and make the stuff replenish. You have to go out of your way to say, yeah, add more things to that container that was touched. Like, that's something it doesn't just happen by accident. Yeah, there's a dude there. Fortunately, you can't see past that wall. When Pickpock appeared in my live stream, I begged to them, before they left, I begged to them, please, make it so that you can see when zombies are going through doorways, because it sucks not knowing that there's a dude right in front of you. Like right now, I couldn't see if he was there. But I know that there's a zombie in this area. No, we're not going to move to this station right away, because we have a lot of stuff to do in the south. So we'll go and grab what we need that will help us. If you're going to move into, we'll leave that. No, we will close that door. If you're going to move into a shelter, you really don't need to worry too much about what you're looting, unless it's like food or something that you could use in the moment before you move to the shelter. Maybe like a healing kit or something. That would be useful. I'm going to read this. This is a lead. You get 3 of these of the same lead type, like a match 3, and then you can start the quest chain. So this got strange marking. That's the lead for that, but that's not the quest chain. The symbol was hastily painted on the pavement near a manhole, partially covered by dust and grime. During the live stream, I realized because I was like sneaking or something right here, and I started talking like, hey, in this area, when I jumped off that building, I could do a double attack. And then I thought, this is right, we're on here. So I did it, and on live stream, I discovered it. Yeah, right there. I think that's it. Let's see if I can. Yeah, you see that? That's a double dodge. You can't normally do that. So on this line, for whatever reason, it lets me do like right there. That was a double attack. It lets me just like skip a frame. I have no idea why. It's probably not as cool now because there's no one to talk about it with, but I will do my best. Oh, it's not going to work on this side, is it? All right, yeah, I don't want to go this way. That's why I don't normally take the lower route through the gas station, but if nothing else, the lower floor doesn't have to ambush me later. Close those doors, because I did need to close them. I got Daphne so hurt to go look for a container I already looted. It's both good and bad in its own way. Good that I preemptively looted it knowing it was going to be trouble. Bad that I forget because I was too busy being frantic. I really am not in the right state of mind right now. This is Joe. Joe Tuivasa. I'm begging you. Don't leave me for dead. Strong shoulders. He's gearhead, depleted. These first two things are the reason why I like him. You won't regret this. Thanks. I'll be seeing you soon. We're waiting for a zombie to appear next to me. I'll talk a little bit while we do that. Okay, so Texway Gas Hart Station has a garden. The garden was bugged in my version of the early access build, which was what I played right before updating it on stream, because I had checked. I had checked if there were any updates the night before the stream. I was allowed out of my embargo to talk about the game on the 8th, and you know, I was getting ready to do that stream, so I was like, oh, I better check to see if there's updates. There was no updates at the time. Wouldn't drink that. Oh, she already drank one. Okay, never mind. Again, we are looting stuff right now because we're not going to move here right away. This was one of the few games where I actually spent time watching other people play, and so many YouTubers never read the loading message that says you get everything when you go to a shelter. And I'm not saying negative things about them, but I then tried to, what do you call it? I tried to amplify. That's the word. I tried to amplify that message as much as I could. So I would talk about it in almost all of my videos on the game. I just wanted people to know that. Right, so I feel silly looting things in a shelter because I was like this big vocal person about you don't need to loot, but that was also in the demo. You only had a linear path. Yeah, there was like 2 directions you go up and down at one point, but then once you start going down, you have to go down, and then if you need to double back, you have to take that way. Well, in this game, there are so many more shelters. They're just strewn around. There are multiple shelters that can visit the same zones. You can still cover pretty much every map without ever having to shelter in certain areas because it's just that spread out all over. I feel a little silly looting, but I do know for sure, I'm letting you know that I would get that loot, but we're not going to that place right now, and I'll show you the map why. I apologize if I'm just all over the place. I really do, and I hope that you were part of the live stream so that it makes sense to you why my brain is going at 100 miles an hour. Strange markings lead discovered. We came across some odd graffiti, an orange stencil shaped like a circular maze. We should check if any more are scattered across the city. Strange markings are unlocked in the escape plans menu. The game allows you to keybind stuff right now, but it's not always allowed. It doesn't bind everything. I'll talk about that too. A plan is forming. Keep an eye out for the leads in city streets and alleyways. These leads can be found in Southborough and Harshaw. So we have 1 of 3, we just need a few more. Key bindings. You can only bind these certain keys here. And I have bound escape plans to J. I think it was originally P. I just put this as my alternative. Survival info is O. I put it for K. Just because generally in RPG, K is for skills, since S is already taken by WASD. And J is generally your quest journal for your journal. One of the things I wanted to do when I was playing this was I wanted to make R exit out of menus, like crafting and stuff, and especially searching, so I can just hit that. But escape is your bind for getting out of containers. And there's no escape key here, right? There's no get out of container. R is by default, remove the thing from the queue. I'll show you as soon as we're out of this menu. Even if I bind both of these 2 R's, it still stays R is the button for removing the queue, because R is specifically for reload. It does not technically shared with remove last thing from queue or whatever. So I felt that R was the natural button for that. When I bind E to F, because I wanted Q and E instead of 1 and 2, where's 1 and 2? I wanted 1 and 2 were previous and next survivor. I wanted Q and E to do previous and next survivor, and so I would have F be interact. So I'm used to F for things in the games. Unfortunately, when you bind that to F, many of the buttons will display here, like if I click here, it still doesn't change that because that's not technically the interact button. There you go. As for binding R, if you take a look at this, it says remove last queue. Yeah, if I bind R to new stuff, it's still going to be R'd here, so it's kind of halfway done. We need beds. I'm not sitting here thinking as much as I could be. Wow, we can build all that now. But we can send both of these people out. They're kind of tired. but we have so much that they need to take care of. We got Joe. We don't need Frank right now. So we'll wait. We'll do the fire station last. We'll send her to Water City treatment plant because there's less for her to work on. We don't have any weapons, so I'll do the best I can with the weapons we get. We'll give her 2 of those things. Each one is going to be a one-shot. Even though this durability is exactly the same as this durability in length before the damage of it, that's this black bar right there indicates how much damage it's already taken. Even though those maximum durability is the same size, these last for 1 use, these last for about 3. So yeah, they're not the same. Alright, Joe, you can also go out. So now we're actually on a super strong start, because this is my 4th playthrough at this point. This one is an offline thing, so I can take as much time looking at my notes and grabbing any of the exact gear that I might need or want. That was the best live stream. That was 100% the best live stream I've ever done. Number 1, I set up a laptop because I don't know how to live stream. I don't know how any of that works. So I set up a laptop and opened up my YouTube page and kept the chat open that entire time. And every time we were waiting on a zombie, every time I went to the shelter, regularly, I would look at it and I'd read everyone's chat. I didn't leave anyone's chat unattended. The live stream I had before this, one person showed up to support, and I ignored him by accident because I didn't see his chat. So he left a couple minutes after showing up. I caught him later in the comments and apologized that I didn't know he had asked me a question. Yes, okay. And in this game, you're sometimes waiting for zombies to patrol around. You could go to the shelter. It's turn-based in some aspects. So I was able to read every chat and respond to every comment. But yeah, I mean, and 71 people showed up to support. If I can get that many people to show up and support a single one of my videos, it's considered a success because I get maybe at least one consistent person. I don't know who it is. It's a mystery fan of mine. But there's generally one person who comes by and likes my videos. Maybe it is a different person each time, but hold on, let me get this loot and hide. Maybe it's a different person each time, but I feel like this is like a person who knows when I upload a video really fast. Yeah, they almost found me. I didn't like that. Gonna have to just take a chance on this door. Because there's gonna be a person ahead on the bridge. Okay, thank you. Thankfully, I'm sneaky, so she can't find me. But yeah, if I can get enough people to support these videos that are coming out, I'll even try another live stream. It's this time I'll make it down to 6 hours. 12 is supposedly the max, but I'm not gonna push it to the limit. I want to make sure that I have plenty of padding. It's kind of like if you want to go in the desert and there's a 3-day trip between you and your destination. You might pack 6 days of water. What if the city isn't there? What if they didn't let you in? What if they ran out of water? You know? What if you went in the wrong direction because, I don't know, Aurora Borealis? Yeah, let's drink that beer. And I'll show you, you can't proceed further left, so we're going to exit to the right. Over here is a padlock. That's not the same thing as lockpick or bolt cutter. I did find in this map a welding tool in the control room we're about to head to. That was on the previous build. I have not seen it in this build. So I took the welding tool over to the left. So I was like, oh, obviously it's obvious in this map, so you must use it here. No. So then I took it to every map, and there was no use for it. I couldn't find anything I was supposed to do with it. So I think it's just an unimplemented scavenging tool currently. But I did find it. It was kind of cool. Yeah, this is just a control room. You have to progress in a quest line to unlock that gate to the left. And there's nothing to do over there except one other quest line. There's no loot. There's no zombies. It's just you do quest step A, then you do quest step B. That's it. We're going to drop the electric part we just picked up from the beer because we need to upgrade our benches. I'm sorry, we need electrical parts to upgrade benches, but we don't even own benches yet. So I think I'd rather take the shovel. Electric parts are nice, but eventually you will have enough electric parts. We'll want some, but we have Joe now. Joe is going to dismantle things like video cameras, and we'll have plenty of parts. So yeah, we'll be good. I do like electrical parts, yes, but in this case, it's just the one part versus a shovel. Shovel when I literally only had 2 shivs and a screwdriver to take with me. Let me think, what else? Okay, so we're heading to the meat processing plant right now, and I apologize. I know that some people don't like it when I talk fast, but right now my mind is not in the right place because I'm so frantic that I lost that video, and I'm also trying to rush to get this video out. No one is going to want to watch my video now that they can play the game themselves. This was my chance. The Perfect Run has done my biggest performing video, period. So I played a game that people wanted to see a day before they can play the game. I'm sure they would rather play the game than watch someone play. So that was my chance to get out of YouTube obscurity that I've been trying to claw my way out of for the past 10 years. And yes, I even talked about some of the personal issues that led me to deciding to do YouTube full time. I've always wanted to be an actor, and I talked about that stuff on stream. I feel like rehashing it here, I would be trying to sound like I'm farming pity points. So we'll do it again if there's going to be another live stream. How about that? The fact that so many people showed up and were chatting with me, it's like I had friends. Okay, this zombie will not step out this threshold. So we're just gonna, you know what, I'll leave that door open. You have a hiding spot to the left of it, and the only purpose is really so you can sneak in from the door. Maybe the door is broken or something at some point because you are repeating the map. But why would you repeat the map if the loot doesn't respawn? Maybe if you left some stuff behind, I guess. Rather it be on the right side. Why? Because you can use the door on the left side if it exists. And since he doesn't even cross the threshold to leave the area... Well, let me see. Did he cross the threshold? Because I tried this before and he did not. Oh, I guess he did. Well, never mind then. He must have been... Oh, I know what he must have done. He must have done his random turnaround. We do want the door open, though. We're going to leave to the left. So that means I need to make every exit towards the left open so I can run out that way if things get hot. And things will get kind of dangerous. That's why we will not be leaving to the right. I'm going to unleash unholy hell in that direction, and they're going to bar me from leaving. To the left we go. I'm going to prep the area beforehand. Livestream was great, because one of the things I was doing to help talk about stuff is... It's kind of like how I talked about in my guide video, just before this one. Because I know so much about the game, I can actually talk a lot about it. So I wasn't just playing quietly for hours. No, for the 20 hours, I engaged with everybody that crossed my path. Like a person I hadn't seen since Barotrauma showed up and said, "Hey, Officer Neva, you made it." Because I had never talked to her since Barotrauma. I'm not even sure she watched the whole Barotrauma videos, but I was always so grateful to her for talking to me in like 3 of the videos, right? Because I wanted people to register their names and say, "Do you want to be one of my crewmates on Barotrauma? I will do my best to keep you alive." And everybody survived. Because I always... Oh, shoot. Okay. I always want to do my best to not hurt anybody that is loyal. Right, so if it's a crew member, I take care of them. That's why I will plan to... Okay, you didn't want to do that. That's why I will plan to rescue all the survivors, all 15 of them, and keep them alive. That's not exactly easy, mind you. A small mistake can be fatal. If you know, you know. Alright, this room is the nightmare room. Don't go walking around or running in it, because you can wake up zombies. So we're just going to sneak in. I'm going to be quiet for a second. I don't like nightmare rooms in general because they're too loud. They're just too loud. Darn, I should have opened the door, but I didn't know he was right there. We'll hide here first. No, I don't want to hide. Hide is bad. Zombies can find you when you hide. Oh, see, he just randomly turned around. He didn't hear me searching or anything. They just randomly turn around sometimes. And you heard the violin right there? Yeah. They can just find you as they're passing by, and they often stop like that. Please do not turn. If you walk out of that room, the 2 zombies will chase you. Let's go and drop off some supplies. We'll go and show you what the bolt pistol is like, but I'll show you on a zombie facing the right, because you can see we're right-handed. So if I show you left, you'll just see my back. Oh, I'm going to leave this stuff here. I generally turn an area, what I call a storage bay, so that way I can bring the best loot home. When I was doing the live stream, my modus operandi, I think it's called, was loot each area just once and make it the best loot. So I could find the best loot by stacking everything together. What I mean is, you might find 1 wood and leave it alone, but then you find 3 more wood later down the line. It's like, oh, I wish I had 4 wood now. And that was the bolt pistol. You cannot reload it. So once its durability is gone, you just toss the gun, I guess. You don't smelt it down or anything. In the build before this, loot respawned and you get more than 1 bolt pistol. But alright, game. Maybe this build just broke it, or maybe they decided they didn't like it. I don't know, but I was not able to get loot to respawn on the live stream. Just zombies respawn and get more dense. It was not good. I said on channel like 2 or 3 times, I wish I never updated the game. The water being another issue. Alright, so this is why we're going to unleash Unholy Hell. First, I'm going to let the guy walk just a little bit further away, because I need to get all the zombies, not just a couple. I can't see a thing, though. I don't like that the walls obscure your view. Okay, he's going to yell, which is not what I want. Now I need to wait a little longer. I took a hit, but that's okay. That level of hit will actually just... That level of hit will actually just be healed in one moment, one rest period. That's the guy who yelled. If you drop down too early, they don't actually see you, so they don't fall after you. You have to drop down when they're kind of close enough to witness you, which is about a stone's throw away. And there we go. That should be the last of them, hopefully. Now, I heard her growling. Alright, hopefully that's the last of them this time. So yeah, all those number of zombies out there, there's no way I can handle that. Trying to open the gate early would have woken up the zombie that was near the gate. That's the reason why she's there. Oh, this is good. Beer. The reason why that's good is you can no longer eat on the go. I can hit eat on these snacks. I can't eat them. I forgot to feed Joe before he left, so when we come back, he'll be gnawing hunger. Beer prevents you from losing morale, so that'll at least stave that off. I'm not going to open that blockade right now, because that's just going to get me killed when the zombies decide that they want to chase me. So we're going to just leave that alone for a second. Actually, you know what? We can't open it once the zombies all fall. I just don't know how many zombies there are, so at least it gives me a time to decompress, calm down, and stop talking at 100 miles per hour. Okay. So much happened in the live stream. Like Vivaldi. Oh, that was awesome. I hated it personally, but I knew that was good content. It's kind of like how Daphne got in big trouble just this video. I said before, I said, I hate Vivaldi. It's so dangerous. But I couldn't see a zombie, like, literally right here. And so I started hearing the violin, and I said, who? And then suddenly he lurches out and jumps over the counter to get to me, but he's hidden by the wall. I didn't even see what. So I decided I can't go forward, because people that I haven't crossed paths with, they will hear the fighting and then join in the fun. And I couldn't go backwards because I felt that there were sleeping zombies in the room behind me. There generally is at least one. But it turned out that sleeping zombie did join in on the fun, so 2 zombies were beating me up in this tiny little space, about as big as these 2 hiding spots. I'm waiting again for all the zombies to move over here, and they fall off that ledge. But yeah, it was at the end of it, you could laugh, because I said, this is why I hate Vivaldi. I haven't even gotten to the hard floor yet. That's true. And I talked about all the pitfalls, not like literal pitfalls, but things that I learned from each mistake. Like, don't knife a dude here, because there's a hallway zombie. So there's a certain number of zombies I call them a sleeping zombie, if he's a guy in the background, even in the foreground, but he's sleeping. Like, basically, if you can't interact with him. If he's, like, on a different lane. I call it a silent kill zombie, if that's one you can interact with, and generally you deal with them by silent killing them. I call one an ambush or attack zombie if generally the first thing that can happen is they attack you. It's like maybe they're just waiting for you and you cannot interact with them, and the moment you try to cross over, they immediately attack you. Not because they detected you or anything because you're walking, but because they're scripted to do that. I call that an ambush zombie. Generally stuff like breaking windows and stuff to surprise you. And then finally we have guards and patrollers. Guards are guys like this guy over here, who stand in one place. Sometimes I call them guard spin. Oh, he's gone now. Or guard left, if they always face left, and guard right if they always face right. That's what I write in my notes, so I know where every zombie spawns and stuff. And then I call them patrollers if they bounce around from wall to wall, like this. I generally have to turn guards into patrollers if I want to sneak past without alerting people. You do that by maybe like walking a little bit outside their view, and then they'll start looking for you. If they're super agitated and they see you, it's instant chase mode. If they're looking around and they're not agitated, they'll slowly build up the violin hum until it becomes chase mode. So there's a little bit of a difference there. Okay, we can actually get out this way since the guy on the left is gone. We can actually get out that way, I think. There's just going to be 2 zombies blocking the door next to the kitchen. Oh, there's the guy. Okay, when the door is like that, that means that you it's completely open visual. It's just that graphically the door is there and you cannot see through it as a human, but zombies can see through it and zombies can pass through it, so can you. That happens when you're walking towards a door and then you open it. It's silly. Don't you walk towards doors before you open them, or do you just open them psychically? So what I generally do, how I sort things out, is I generally make the one side like foods and perishables. Not that they perish in the game yet. People in chats did say that they plan on making food rot. So I generally make like perishables. The reason I do that is so I can figure out what I need. Do I need base resources? Do I need short-term survival things? This is obviously the perishables right now. Let's put the water there too, even though it's just a crafting item. And then we'll put this one as that. And then once they've all stacked, I can figure out what we're bringing home. Again, maybe a stack of 2 is not as appealing as a full stack of 4, but I won't know that until I stack everything. I'm gonna do that. Oh, that's max. Let me grab these things, grab those. Like that beer? Hold on 1 second. We can drink that right now. If it was a stack of 2, maybe I'd bring that home, because it can max stack of 2. Wait, well, we already drank beer. Never mind. We drank beer because he is going to become gnawing hunger when we get back. So, yeah, unfortunately, I did drink the beer. If I had known that I was going to find a second beer, I probably wouldn't have drunk it, and I would have brought it home. Because there's one character named Miguel who really needs to be an alcoholic. You need to give him beer, or he will die. That's pretty much it. That's the definition of an alcoholic. Alright, we'll put the medical here, and then we now get to figure out our loot. Right now, we need base supplies more than food, but if I'm going to get all 15 survivors, I need to focus on food, because they nerfed water. They nerfed water hard, and I actually did mention it when Pickpock showed up. And they said they hadn't heard that before, but they will consider it. That's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, they just did release that as a patch, so I can understand why they didn't hear it. I might leave the firearm parts. I like these, but we need the food. We must have the food. If I'm going to get all 15 survivors in one thing. Oh, we'll take this and just bandage ourselves right now. It will be a waste if we do come back, and maybe we'll come back again, but this at least makes sure that we get all the essentials. I would like the vegetables. What do I want to trade for? I'll trade these 3 fasteners. It's not a full stack, which is, I mean, it's okay. It's a very large map. Oh, man, maybe, okay, we'll leave the screwdriver as well. We'll take the 3 water bottles. If that was just 2 or 1, I probably wouldn't have done that. But yeah, we'll take the water bottles for sure. All right, I'm equipped with the bolt pistol, but you can't attack with it, so we'll have the cleaver equipped as we proceed left. I want to close the door in case we ever do come back. I did use the healing kit in case, so that would kind of negate that, but there's always the possibility we do come back. The yellow guy's going to be in my way for sure, so I've got to wait for him to just show up, but I can't see if he's there. Now, I can understand you're in the stairway, so maybe you don't see, fine. However, there's another stairway later in the game that used to be obscured. Like, it was an open hallway, no wall, and they had blurred it out in the previous build of the game, the day before livestream. And on the day of livestream, I could see that they worked on the quest. They added more text, and this was no longer blurred. Wait for them to finish crossing, as if they stopped. Because, yeah, he just stopped right there. If I had stepped forward, assuming that by the time I climbed to the top, he would be out of my way, no, I would have gotten caught right there. I should actually close all of these to make sure that if the lady respawns, the one I trapped in the room on the left, that we don't get caught by her. Now, there was a zombie that I let out on the left side, which unfortunately doesn't help me. That will be, I hope it doesn't bite me. But we'll see. I don't know where she is. I can't see as far as zombies can. Woo, bait it. Okay, now we're home free. There she is. Yeah, when I first did this map on livestream, I didn't even know I could get out this way. I just hoped I could, because I for sure didn't want to try the right side. Let me double check. We got all the loots. Okay. Also about key bindings, now that we're heading back to shelter. When you're in the queue for production stuff, that's what you do at the shelter, right? You produce things, you farm, you make water, you build workbenches, whatever. You produce things. You use R to remove stuff. And you use right-click to cancel, to get out of the menu. So, like, if I build 3 things in the workbench, I say, oh, you know what, I'm going to cancel one of those. I use R. If I decide that we're going to go ahead and scavenge this, which is where we're heading next, I think we'll take the cleaver and a lockpick. I press R to continue, I press right click if I want to cancel what I'm doing and to basically lose all my backpack preparations. So if we're going to hit R, okay, and then if I'm at this workbench, let's say I queue up a bunch of lockpicks, I can hit R to cancel what I was doing, or I can right click to continue. Like I want to build these particular, actually, you know what? I want to cancel this. I want to hit R one more time and add the cooking area. So what's basically going on is saying R to scavenge and R to backspace. Right click to continue, right click to cancel. Do you see the little bit of confusion here? Since we've looted everything in the area, we're going to send Penny to bed. Is it over here? No, it's not. Since there's so many different shelters, I don't have them all memorized, but it's over here. Whoops. You always want to try to put your dudes in these beds. I think these should be the default, so maybe put the level beds over here. The level beds will be better because you can level 2, 3, and so forth. So you want to generally rest in these beds. I assume level 1 is just as good as a shelter bed, though, but we're going to put her in there, and we'll make Joe move out. Oh, we need to feed him. We need to feed this boy. They did nerf how much food gives you, I feel, because a goulash used to give you 40%, roughly. And then the extra large used to pretty much fill you up, we'll say 70-ish%. You'd have to really be starving for it not to fill you up. Now goulash is like 20%, and the extra large is something like 40%. They nerfed that. They made food take two task size, so you can only make 2 batches of food now instead of 5 batches. Although you do get a little more stew in general, because you now cook them in batches of 3, so you can actually technically make 6 per day, per phase. But this also makes Daphne not as cool, because now she only gets a +1 rather than a 100% bonus. That's fine. It's cool. That's a nice balance there. But I don't like the task size 2 thing. I don't like that at all. So they nerfed that part. They made planting take 4 water. There's just so much more expenditure and so little that you get out of it. Which was my point of concern, because I always intended to get all the survivors. That was always my intention. Didn't matter if he sucked. And there were some people that I call like Mr. Useless. I'd call him that because he sucks. Oh, geez, I forgot to feed Joe. I was just talking about it. As I've already mentioned, and I'm sure you've pieced together, my mind is not whole right now. But I think I've managed to calm down a little bit. Okay, so fire station. This is where Joe died. Now, to be fair, we had actually beaten the game by this point, and we were actually just cruising around the map, trying to get other endings. I already had seen these endings, but I was trying to just showcase all the endings. So we had gotten back here, and I was never going to come back to this map. But we had come back here, and there was a zombie right behind this desk. Well, because I jumped over the desk, that staggered the zombie, and when I tried to open the door with the E button, it, instead of opening the door, it sneak attacked that guy. And so then the zombie that's in the chair heard the sneak attack, got up, started wailing on me, waking up the zombie in that chair, who then joined the fun. I managed to push the chair zombie away, or one of the zombies anyways. I managed to push that zombie on the floor, getting out of my way. So I was going to open the door when I pressed E again. That decides to put me in a super long execution animation, and I couldn't dodge, I couldn't get out of it. I was just screaming like, no, what are you doing? Stop! And that resulted in Joe dying. It was a miserable experience, and I did feel very ill at that. I felt like mold was growing out of my skin. I felt warm all over. I just felt so sick. But we did beat the game, to be fair. And people were very supportive in chat. Nobody was making fun of me or anything. They were just saying, rest in peace, Joe. You know. And then I said, like, we're going to get justice for Joe. So then I went and killed him with Joe's weapon later. Yeah, it just was not cool. The reason why I was never intending on coming back here is when we dropped by here, I didn't know you could send more than one scavenger out. So my intention was, if we only get one scavenge mission a day, or phase, we have way too important things to do than just go back to an area we've already visited. So, yeah, I was never going to come back here. And I'm not saying that's Val's fault or anything. Val was the one who told me that you could scavenge more than one at a time. And so, yes, that was actually helpful. That was helpful. Joe died because he had half health from just doing Old Ballard right before this. He had done Old Ballard, and he ran into a zombie I'd never seen before. It was behind the chain link fence at the end of the map. Behind it. There was one in the greenhouse and one on top of these strange markings. So, yeah. He took a bit of a beating there. I didn't even loot the greenhouse. I just left. So, but then he came here right away, and that ended up with his demise. Hudson died soon after that. It's a character you probably haven't met yet, because he got ambushed by survivors. That one I feel is slightly more fair, but not totally, because I had no reason to believe survivors would suddenly appear. And I'll talk about that when that happens. We'll I don't want to spoil the plot events, but it would be humanly impossible to have a team, have a response team do that. Now, so that they will say that maybe they're tracking someone else. That's always a possibility, and that's the only rational explanation I can come up with. But realistically, that should not be a thing. Plus, in the time it took them to be there to kill me, wait, I need to get that zombie in that room. I'm sorry, when I'm talking, I'm not necessarily thinking about the game. I was doing better in the live stream, though. I could talk and play the game at the same time. There was like 20 zombies on a single bridge because I made them all chase me by accident. It's not that I wanted them to chase me, it's just that that happened that way. So yeah, if you're gonna fight 20 zombies, it's gonna take you more than 30 seconds. Alright. So one of the reasons why I was talking about all this stuff and I closed the door is because if you can see a zombie for long enough, they actually just wake up and are a problem for you. They just immediately wake up and are in an extra agitated state. They don't know where you are, but they're super agitated. So this zombie that is literally just spawned, I had closed the door so that when the spawn would not bother me. Alright? I actually should have left the door open, because this is going to be a slight problem. I need to get out of here without her seeing us. There we go. I'm going to kill that zombie so that if we ever do come back, she does not, I thought I heard someone bash a door. If we ever do come back, that she does not block us again. So yeah, my smart play backfired on me, because you know a zombie's gonna spawn. Why not just keep them from approaching you? Makes sense. Too bad for me that we end up having to go that way. Oh, a nice feature I would like is if you leave out the back exit, that the game lets you choose which exit you want to enter from. That'd be nice. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, I think I've managed to somewhat calm down. My video will be out well after people are playing the game. They're not going to... but I still hope people will want to come watch my video. If you're watching this right now, and you don't think that I'm trying to farm pity points, I'm just trying to rationally explain. Because there are people that say that they wanted to watch the video. They probably think I took it away from them. I'm trying to explain what's going on there, and also share a little bit about my life. I wanted to make sure I entered the left locker hiding position instead of the right one, which was closer. We're gonna go ahead and execute this one. Okay, what are we looking at? Let's go and grab all of that and drink this. I packed only one lockpick, but I must have found another, so we're gonna put that down so we can free up that spot when we use it. I guess I'm going to leave the bullets for a bit. Leave the beer for now. When we get back to base, he's probably going to be affected by his sadness thing. So the beer actually only prevents you losing morale for one turn, actually. Because the turn you drink it, you're not losing morale. And then you hit the morale loss. And that's the one turn. And then after that, it wears off. You would think, well, what about the first turn? Well, the first turn, you've already gotten the morale loss because it's the beginning of the phase. Then you can drink the beer, which will last you the one turn. So it only helps you for one turn. It's really backwards, kind of. We're going to just go ahead and put the firearm bullets up. We're going to be full of resources, and I'm going to grab stuff that we need now rather than stuff we need 3 episodes down the line or something. Yeah, if enough people support the playthrough, I will do absolutely another live stream. Absolutely, 100%. Probably need that bottle. Let's go ahead and just kill this one for now. And we're going to kill the one out back, but I need to clear up some inventory space. This will be our food one. This will be our building materials. Take that from food one. Alright. That zombie behind us, I think, used to be right here. Wait, where's the zombie up here? That's strange. Oh, maybe it's this sleeping one. Okay, well, I brought the fire axe to kill it. Sometimes there is a zombie sitting right here. It's directly in your path. But if I don't have to kill it, that's actually better for me, so... I was going to use the fire axe on it because I classify the fire axe as a hammer. Classify it as a hammer because it's equivalent to a makeshift hammer in noise profile. I classify the makeshift hammer, makeshift axe, makeshift knife, or shiv because those are the ones you make, and I value them for their noise profile. You want to use the axe for mid-range things, the hammer for if nothing is nearby in the slightest, and the dagger for when things are kind of close by. You don't want to have other zombies wake up. Alright, let's keep moving. This is going to require... We're going to try the axe. We'll wait a little bit. But yeah, we're going to... I hope the axe will work. It's still very close because there's there's 2 zombies to the left and there's 1 zombie in front. If this goes poorly, all 3 zombies could get alerted. Alright. And that's why I rate weapons based off of their noise. By doing so, I know durability is important, perhaps more so, but unfortunately every weapon breaks too fast for me to care too much. Alright, there's going to be another zombie spawn. He's going to spawn right here on your way back. I'm going to go ahead and... We're going to go ahead and let him... We will go ahead and just kill him. That's fine. We will just go ahead and kill him. So I'm going to still pass through this area. We're going to turn this into a 3rd storage bay. There's some stuff that I call static spawns and stuff that I call random spawns. This banjo seems to be a static spawn. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and carry it with us. Alright, it's fine. Sorry, I'm not trying to put that up. The game automatically defaulted to that side of the map, or screen. It's not that zombies are going to hear me running, it's that they literally spawns when you come here to talk to Frank. Oh, did I close the gate? I don't think I did. Oh, that's gonna cost me some time. How the heck did you make it up here? Larry and I made the camp after the apocalypse. Larry went out late one night, haven't seen him since. Mind if I come back to your shelter? I reckon you could use someone like me. This guy's a good cook like Daphne. He does bonus damage with melee weapons, but he has reduced backpack space, so I'm pretty much not going to use him for scavenging. Larry could still be out there. I'll meet you back there soon. There used to be a telescope here, but that's been moved into the building. I guess because they wanted people to be able to have easier access to it. This building is technically taller than the other building. I asked people in the chat what they thought this building could have been, and they said it's probably a watchtower. So you're telling me the watchtower doesn't have a telescope that's tall, and the building that is shorter behind it has a telescope. I'm not making fun of the chat. I'm just asking the developers, like, is that what you're actually saying is going on here? Anyways, yeah, there's a zombie. He's probably shambling towards me, and I should have closed the gate. Not because I'm scared of him, but so that way I can sneak attack him. Alright, so it's gonna be a little bit before he gets close. I really should have closed the gate. But you know, now you'll know to do it. So one of the ways I like to spin around on the stair without actually walking off the stairs, because if I tap A just so much as for even a nanosecond, it's gonna actually mean move left a little bit. He will still spin, but he'll move left with it. Just go ahead and just use the mouse cursor to make your dude spin. Close that just in case we ever come back here and need to figure... Oh, I'm actually going to probably drop stuff off in that thing anyways. It's fine. We'll just close it all. Alright, let's see what we can stash. Building materials. Drinks. Food. Probably put that in a... Yeah, we'll put that in the tent to the left later. Let's go and keep moving forward. Alright, this is the one I want to use the bottle on, because there's absolutely zombies on the other side, and they can't get to me at all, but I want them to still be asleep. I don't want them to wake up, because then you climb down this ladder and they're awake and patrolling back and forth. You're so slow on the ladder that you will get hit. One of the reasons why I didn't bring a bolt cutter was because we find some here. I've been in this area a few times, let's say 4 or 5 times, and I've always found bolt cutters there, so I would consider that a static drop. Maybe when the developers hear this, they'll decide to take that away. That's the thing. Sometimes developers will watch someone do something right and say, I don't like that, and then they'll do something against that idea. I call that the anti-player mindset. Find the old Ballard. Yay, that's the place where Joe get wounded. We have fire axe. We're gonna go and break the pool cue. Yeah, it's this dude. I don't want to necessarily juke him on the stair. I mean, I totally can, but I don't feel like it's gonna be necessary right now. So yeah, it's these zombies I wanted to have be silent. Now I want to make noise so that they... Let's see, I think I'll run from here to wake them up. There you go, both of them will. Okay, I've got to wait for them to calm down. I'm going to go ahead and manage my inventory for now. Okay, I'm gonna put up the fire pistol, not the fire pistol, the broken pistol. Hold on. We'll take the bolt cutters with us. Actually, is there any reason for me to drop stuff off here? I guess we're dropping off the banjo. Don't have room there. Let's try this one. Okay. Alright, I was hoping to drop off more than that. This is fine. We'll shatter the pool cue. We'll use the bolt cutter. That leaves us with the fire axe. So I guess that's not bad. The reason why we're dropping everything off now is because it's going to be quite the long haul from here. We're going to the treasure room of this place. It's really an armory. So it used to be something like 12 wood and a fire axe in there. On the live stream, I found a whole pistol. So I don't want to alert those guys by not sneaking. They might hear me and then start wandering around. The goal is to get them left, and hopefully they're crawling on the pool table. Unfortunately, you can't look down inside, which is lame. I wish I could see if there's somebody in there. And I just walked into him. Thankfully, he did not see me. Gotta wait for him to cross by, and then we'll try again. If I can just close this door while they're both outside, that's what I'm trying to achieve. I almost had that. Sometimes they can see you on ladders. Looks like not this time. So that's if I started hearing the violin go louder, I would have just kept climbing up. The other one's probably on top of the pool table. There is a zombie patrolling on this side, so I'm going to wait for him. And then I'm going to smack him with the pool cue a little further back. That might shatter this one, even if it's not yellow. Alright. And we did all that for, let's see what kind of loot we get. Just a couple building resources. There's nothing in this room? Yeah. Alright, I'm going to show you this. Again, this is probably tried to demonstrate. That's why I showed the spawn and stuff. For whatever reason, the fire pole, you don't slide down it, you just crawl down it. And there's always going to be a spawn right there. That dude was not there before. We crossed through that room. I asked the players, like, what do you think that was the purpose of that? Like, people probably want to slide down it, yet you don't do that. And if you do go down the fire pole, you get a zombie. That's your reward. How much room do we have? Oh, we have enough room for the last loot. So there's one more loot table up ahead. And then we just need to move back to the cafeteria and figure out what we're bringing home. A crude symbol has been stenciled to the side of a rooftop vent. There's nothing inside but a few bootleg tapes and forged passports. One of the things I mentioned in the live stream was the precinct is a very long place, because I can tell because it's the slowest one for me to load in the demo. But it was not my hardest map. My hardest map was Old Ballard because of the navigation paths, like the stairs and the queues where some zombies would spawn in. Like, it took me a while to figure out that a zombie would spawn behind the dining table if you approached the container in the main hallway. If you never approached it, the zombie never spawned. Yeah, that was actually the spawn condition. Oh, just get that. Alright, that's an actual whole pistol right there. Once I found a zombie just patrolling out here, I had peeked through the door, so it didn't ambush me, but I thought it was weird. Might have been probably like the sleeper woke up and was chasing me up there or something. Maybe I made too much noise walking around. But yeah, there was just a zombie up there. So now every time after I peek through it, don't forget that there was that one zombie that watching a fire escape. So we're going to go ahead and hit that. And it's not a fire escape, it's a fire pole. And then we're done with this map for now. And since we've hit all the maps in this area, I will make this the first video. I want to get it out today. Please support the video. I apologize for having to talk so much about myself, rather than just the game. But I did feel that it was necessary to talk about what had happened. Especially since people will be looking for that video, because I did promise it. If you made it this far, I deeply appreciate that you listened to what had happened, and that I ask that you're understanding why the live stream is no longer available. I'm going to leave that video up, though, in the hopes that that's just a temporary bug, and it will eventually become available. Okay, what's going to happen now is, since you've already seen me juggle between my storage bay stuff, I'm going to go and edit that out, and I'll see you once they're done. Gone ahead and organize things so that if we do need to make another trip, we can easily see what we have here. I have one spot left over, and I think we will go and just take one electric part. We haven't yet found any video cameras, and we still need to upgrade our stuff at some point, because I really, really want a level 2 dismantling bench before we actually do dismantle. So we'll need to find electric parts on our own. Please, I encourage you to leave a like, and if there's enough of those out there, I will commit to doing another live stream, but in 6-hour bursts. That's probably a little easier on you as an audience, too. I'm really sorry again, and I'm really grateful that you stuck it out through this video. Thank you very much for watching. Tran wins Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days. I hope to see you next time.